Welcome to Cat Unmuted. My name is Kat, your host. And if you like what I talk about and my insights and whatnot, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to like my videos and let's move on. So, I skipped last week. There was a lot going on. More in the sense of pressure because well, let me get into that in a second. The where I should start is I'm writing a book, my fourth one. I have two other ones that I had started first, but um, I'm writing a book a whole different book that is connected to the workshops that I had just finished creating. And I want a book that kind of goes with that workshop, this self-guided workshop for self-communication. So I started this book, and mind you, in the background of me writing this book, the house has been on the market for 2 months, and what do I say about that? Like, when you have the house on the market, just to be prepared for people to like come and see in case we're not home or whatever the case may be, we leave the house set, right? So, like for example, our bathroom, like we have everything put away so that the counters are clean. I think we only leave our toothbrushes out. Um, and we're constantly checking on the mirrors to make sure there's no splash. Um, Cleaning the shower um, to the point where there's like no standing water, and we actually put everything away as well. Um, the toilet, like, will have um, this little shelf, like because there's nothing in there to hold anything, and we have this shelf that a rolling shelf, so we have to like put that away. Um, uh, and we pull that out every time we go to the bathroom if we need it, because in it has extra rolls of toilet paper as well as um, pads and dude wipes and all that stuff in there too. You know what I mean? So it's like a place to put our extra stuff that has no space to leave in the toilet room. So like we have that, and we put it away every time. We make the bed every morning, which we usually don't do. Uh, like we straighten it up a little bit, and sometimes we don't do anything at all. But to make the bed to the point where it looks perfect, you know what I mean? Um, and that's just the master that I'm talking about. The entire house, there's like little things here and there. And, you know, this creates this environment where you're not necessarily home. And like, it's my home, but I'm trying to sell it. And we have it set to where it's no longer ours, the feeling, because we have taken out all the personal items that makes this house ours, and paintings and stuff like that. So there's nothing in that house that makes the house ours anymore, which is fine. Like, we want the house to sell, right? But after a while, that kind of gets to you, because emotionally, like, what is yours now? Because the house, the feel of the house is kind of connected to your stability, because this is supposed to be your home, your solitude, your everything, where you can be whatever you want. You can be shitty if you want to. You can like um, be in a fuck the world uh, attitude, but the home stays the same, and you can relax in it no matter what your attitude and emotional state is at the time, right? Like it's your foundation, stability, solitude, it's your everything. So, point is now, just like my background here, if you're watching a video and not just listening to my podcast, like I have a shelf there because that's where I had all the books that I wrote, and I had my picture of my great aunt, but now it's just a plant and this little tin can that has a couple of things in it, um, and it's empty and it doesn't scream me. I miss my things. I'm tired of cleaning every fucking morning just to be ready for in case a visitor decides to schedule a showing. So that um, was weighing on me. And let me tell you, I am the kind of person that sees the positive in everything. And for a month and a half, I was like I can stay here longer if I need to because really there is no timeline where we have to be out of here. There is not any of that. So I'm not in a hurry, so to speak, but um and you know, I do believe that whatever is going to happen on the on its right time. You know what I mean? And so I'm telling myself this and I do believe it. But this past 4 days, well, actually, it probably started last week because I was writing my book and I just didn't feel like doing anything else, in all honesty. Um, and um, I thought, a part of me thought I was being lazy. And I was like, you know what? I've only skipped 1 week since I started this in January. Like, I'm doing pretty good. I can skip a second week. I don't have to be such a stickler about the time. And yeah, so anyway, so I'm like, I'm just going to leave it alone. So I continued writing in my book and doing all the other stuff that I'm doing in this room. And last week, let's say Wednesday, I think. So at that point, oh yeah, last week, Wednesday. So that was the day after I was, because Tuesdays is the day of the week I have this available to watch. So I usually get it recorded by Monday and post it by Monday. Or what was it? I post it between Monday and Tuesday. I just make it available on Tuesday. You know what I mean? So with that said, um, with that timeline, by Wednesday, I was feeling all of a sudden like, I haven't been like, even with my writing the book, like I was not doing very well in the sense of like my creativity was like at a standstill. Like I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't even read paragraphs because like I could a lot of my writing, like I have to reread, right? I couldn't even do that. And that was a stage I was at. I had to reread what I was writing. And I kept rereading the same paragraph. And finally on Thursday morning, I came in here, read the same paragraph, I don't know how many times, and I finally said, I need to stop this. Because whenever this happens, this happened before, and I know that I'm getting tired, whether it's a physical exhaustion or an emotional exhaustion or both. I didn't know what it was. So I stopped. I went outside where Josh was in the backyard, and we hung out there for the entire morning, went out for lunch, um, and came back home. And we played Super Mario 3D all afternoon. It was fun though. And then I think that night we were like, why don't we like just not be on time for anything? Why don't we just do what we want? And what we wanted to do was play the game all night, and we stayed up till midnight just playing Super Mario 3D. And what we do is we'll play like a stage and we'll pass it on, or we'll die a couple of times and then we'll pass the remote control. So we're like doing it together, you know? And it felt good to like not have to care about what I needed to care about. And so that was Wednesday, right? Thursday. Oh, no, no, that was Thursday. Friday, I did the same thing. In the morning, we kind of hung out, and I was supposed to go. Oh, no, I did. I had to go do something, and we went out and we didn't have lunch out, but we did go to Albertsons to get, what did he get? He got wings from the wing bar, the yeah. And I got a bowl of the what are those called? Little Asian bowls. You know what I mean? They're in the same section with all the sushi rolls that the chefs make that day. So I grabbed one of those and went home. We did the same thing. We played games all afternoon, and but we didn't stay up till midnight that time. We were like, man, we're tired. Like we even took a nap that day. But anyway, the point is, while I was going through my Friday and just doing whatever the hell I wanted to do, I was telling Josh, I was like, now that I've relaxed and not being uh, I guess a perfectionist, so to speak, in my day and relaxing, all I can think about is that the exhaustion I'm feeling because of the house. Like, yes, I'm optimistic about it. It's been 2 months, but like I said, I'm not in a hurry, so I'm not exactly worried about it. But I think the exhaustion is coming from being tired of seeing white walls that has no personality, seeing not seeing my things, and not feeling at home, but also having to have to clean and set things up to where we don't have to worry about it if we do get a last minute showing, and we can just like bolt out of the house until so that they can come see the house until they're done. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of all this. And he said, I'm surprised. I thought you were like this perfect, optimistic, like uh, manifestation machine, you know? And I'm like, I'm I'm still human, you know? And that made me think about this person I read on uh I can't even remember where I saw this. It was on social media somewhere, and this girl was talking about how she was somebody who was spiritual and was all about doing all the things to manifest what she wanted, and doing all these things to be at her best, trying to basically, self development, like shadow work, growth, right? All of that stuff. And apparently, she finally said, you know what, fuck all this. Fuck all this. I don't know where she went from there, but she ended up at a church. And because she was originally a Christian anyway, and said, I gave it all to God, and she felt better, which, like, I'm glad she found something. But that's the thing. You can't be perfect all the time. And I think that's what she was doing. She was looking for perfection. And I have never I've never perceived myself as perfect. I'm just optimistic, and I try to um, hold up a consistency in how I talk, because a lot of the things that happen to us has everything to do with how we talk about things. So I didn't want to bring in any kind of malicious like energy towards us selling the house. And so I did really good for a month and a half, and all of a sudden I felt this exhaustion. And the difference between me and this girl is I let myself drop everything. Because Thursday morning, actually, Thursday morning we still did things. Friday, God, when did this happen? I want to say it was Friday or Saturday. I woke up that morning and I was like, I'm not going to clean. I left my bed a mess. We left everything sitting in the shower stall. I left the shelf sitting out, the rolling shelf in the toilet. Um, and my sink, like, I didn't really wipe anything down. I didn't check if there was any water spots on the mirror. I didn't check for anything. I left the kitchen kind of messy as well. Like, I left everything. I did not care anymore. And I needed to do that, right? Because I was getting emotionally tired of having to keep everything perfect and seeing white walls. So, um, for 4 days, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and right now it's Monday, Memorial Day, Monday. Um, I kind of dropped everything, let everything go. We still cleaned some other days, like we kept the bed made and the sinks clean and stuff like that. But that one day I dropped it all, and that felt good. The next day, which I want to say it's today or yesterday, I can't remember anymore. Like I just kind of dropped everything, so I kind of like I was checked out some. And Josh did most of the stuff anyway, so that like I like he understood, like he feels the same exhaustion. Um, just didn't really say anything because he thought I wouldn't want to hear it. And that's not the case at all. I'm just trying to stay optimistic and didn't want to even think about the the bad. But in this case, I'm not necessarily um being bad. It's just I'm still human and I'm still gonna feel the feelings of exhaustion and just being done. I was so done with all of this. So my point is, you can be the person that you envisioned yourself to be, but that doesn't mean you have to do it all perfectly. It's funny that Josh perceived me as this perfect, like, manifestation. uh I don't even know what to call myself. Like this, like I always have my words straight and all that stuff. Like, yes, I do, but that doesn't mean I won't ever have my moments. And I know I'm not perfect, so I'm gonna voice my concerns every once in a while just to get it out of my system. And that was what was happening. After 2 months of having this house up for sale, it took me 2 months to get there. Like I think that's pretty good. You know what I mean? Most people, which Josh was, tired of it way before me. Um, and I would um I wouldn't dismiss what he was feeling, but I would remind him that, it's all right, which it is. And it's all right to stop doing things for a little bit as well. You don't have to be positive about everything. It's okay. It really is okay to do nothing and let that be what you do for a couple of days. I didn't touch my computer for those 4 days, and it felt good. Very good. I did clean a little bit, but I did let myself not do a single cleaning one day. I want to say that was Friday or something like that. That was my phone. Let's turn that off. It's okay. Nobody says you have to be perfect at what you do. You know, um, self growth doesn't say that you have to be perfect all the time. And I think people forget that when they go into this kind of journey where they do self development work. Like everything has to be exact. That like you're taking what you used to be into what you want to be now. If that makes sense, because before you were probably in, because I was OCD about everything in a very negative way, and I've changed everything around to where I see the benefit in being more positive about what you do say and let yourself be surrounded by. And but sometimes that, like, especially at the beginning, because you just started and you're not used to it, like you can't do everything perfectly all of a sudden all the time. Like you have to build that muscle, so to speak, the muscle of being more positive, like, and training those muscles can be so exhausting. Like you're gonna have muscle soreness after working out whatever body part you're working out the day before. You know, it's the same in this case. And so, back to my point, I let myself, um, instead of ignoring this exhaustion, I addressed it and just, like I said, I didn't do anything. I didn't even touch my computer to read my book. I didn't even try to write anything. And I just let it all go and just enjoyed my day, with my husband, my best friend. And it felt so good to be able to do that. It felt so good to be able to give myself the permission to choose, what's the word? To choose in general, right? Just to choose, but also the permission to kind of let loose a little bit. Because letting loose doesn't mean you're being lazy. You're literally giving yourself the space to say, you know what, everything that I'm doing, it is important, but it doesn't have to be done every fucking day. Like I can just be myself and sit by the pond, sit outside in the sun, and soak in the rays, and everything will still be there the next day. Nothing's gonna disappear. Nothing's gonna be so urgent that your world is gonna collapse. You can give yourself that little opportunity to do nothing. And I took it. So that's what I did. And again, I was just telling Josh this morning. I'm like, I found it kind of interesting that you saw me as this person who was like perfect in every way. And he was like, I really did, and kind of still do. I was like, I don't think I'm perfect, like I clearly have my flaws. And flaws really is what makes you who you are. You can't, the flaws, you can work on them, if it doesn't support who you are today, but that doesn't mean that you can't break down. You know what I mean? And because of the exhaustion I was feeling, I did let myself break down. And yeah, playing games till midnight, like, I think that was the best thing we've done in years, especially after I started my massage business. Like, I have never let myself let go like that in so long because I had an obligation to meet uh, my standards, so to speak, on how I showed up for my clients every day. And even on the weekends, I didn't want to let that up because what if that becomes like, what if I let go and that becomes a norm? You know what I mean? And I think that was a bit of a fear, especially since I had clients every day and that's how I made my money. So it was very rejuvenating. And what an exhale, like the sigh of relief of, oh man, I can I can just be and not have to give myself the pressure to do what I feel like needs to be done. Like I'm ex- even when like the day I decided not to clean at all, um like normally I would say, well, what if somebody did schedule something that day? Then they can schedule that day. We'll clean real quick. Not a big deal. And we not everything has to be cleaned to perfection. We have a cleaner come in once a week. So it's very clean in the first place. What we're worried about for the most part is Maya's hair, my dog. She is half German Shepherd and half Husky, so she still sheds a lot. And so the cleaner doing her thing once a week doesn't take all of that away for the entire week. You know what I mean? She's shedding constantly. But really, who cares? Like, nobody's gonna go into our house and look at the floor and see a small clump of hair and be like, this house is dirty and nasty and gross. Like, nobody's gonna say that. It's just a small clump of hair. And usually the clumps of hair that she leaves around, it's not even that big because we pick up the big ones. You know what I mean? Like, because you can physically pick it up like a fur ball. Um, but the point is, it's nothing you decide to drop is that big of a deal. It's not. So having this conversation with my husband, um, not only made me realize how tough I was on myself, but also that it's okay to let go, which I have done in the past, but playing games until midnight, I don't even know how to tell you how I felt for that after doing that. Like I think because it was out of the norm, it was so much fun. Like it's almost like, you know, the teenager that never gets to leave the house because his parents keep saying no, and he hits the age of 18 and he's in college, and you know, he's going out with his school brothers to do an all-nighter at one of their little, you know, groups. Like it's what is the word I'm looking for? I'm not, like I keep thinking about it. Liberating. It's liberating. And it really is because again, you're trying to keep yourself from doing all these things. And in this case, I let go to the point where we played games until midnight. Like I felt like a kid. I really did. Where my parents didn't let me do any of these things. My parents, aka me, didn't let me do any of these things. And all of a sudden I'm playing games until midnight. Like who knew? You know? And it might not be something you really care about, but if you're like me, choose something that would be kind of outrageous and just fucking do it. Like playing games till midnight wasn't exactly my idea of fun, but who knew that me just letting go just to give myself the space to do it without judgment, self judgment, right, was rejuvenating. And oh my God, I lost that word again. Liberating. So liberating. So that's the theme for this past week is letting go and not being so perfect and letting yourself do whatever the hell you want to the point where you can actually feel the liberation like you're leaving your parents' house for the first time. All right. I challenge you to find one of those things for yourself this week, and I will see you next week. Welcome to Cat Unmuted. Again, I am your host, Cat, and if you like what I share, please subscribe and like my videos. I'll see you next week. Whoops, went somewhere else. There we go. See you next week.